Hello, guys and gals, and this is another Vlog Friday. Um, Having read in the entirety, well, this will be the second time I read it, 1984. It is on my channel. It won't be completely finished until, or completely available until like January 26th, I want to say, of next year. But it is being released in parts up until that date. But having read that particular book about a dystopian society where basically mind manipulation was happening and reality manipulation, and all of that, it makes me realize the power of individuality. Um, if you haven't read 1984, it is a very good book, and you should. Or basically watch it in the 30-minute parts that I put it on the channel. But anyways, it is a very fascinating book. Well, it's called one of the negative utopias because there were like books about utopia, perfect society, and then there were at least three different books that were about negative utopias. But this isn't about the book. It's about individuality and how important it is to think for yourself. Now, if we are going to go over the usual stuff, and then we might hit back on that subject. Now, I realize that with the virus and self-isolation and quarantine and all that, it's easy to have your spirits drop, your and to be depressed. And one of the ways, it's not a fail-safe way by any means of the imagination, but one of the ways that you can help fight the gloomies, or the uncertainty of life, is to do something you enjoy at least once a day. Just make sure that it is legal where you live. And so yeah, like have a cookie, or you know, just so it's within your dietary wheelhouse, so to speak. Um, but yeah, or you should treat yourself to, I don't know. I guess that if you had a salad or something, that would probably be good too. I don't know. Anyways, or do a word search puzzle, or stuff like that, or play a game you enjoy on whatever system you have, or a mobile game or something. Those are just some suggestions. Number two is there's always someone who cares, and it's easy to feel isolation, you know, where people aren't supposed to get within 6 feet of each other. It's easy to feel isolation. And even with all the social platforms there are, where there are like literally you can have a friends list of like millions of people, and still you can feel alone because of the lack of social interaction. Um, but yeah, it is really easy to feel that nobody cares, but that isn't true. There are people who care, and there are people who will always care. And that is another reason why we need step 6, which we will get to eventually. I'll be linking step 6 into this as well. So we are going to rush on to step 3. If you're suffering from an affliction, there is no shame in seeking help. And again, there is a stigmatism in society for seeking help, especially mental help. And that is not cool. It's not cool for there to be a stigma attached to it because, I don't know, everyone is crazy to a certain extent. There is no one is actually normal. And society is good at pointing out flaws and stuff like that because that's what society does. And it's kind of tragic, really, because there are a lot of people who go without help because they are afraid of the social stigma, and it's just like, oh. Now, there are people who can basically handle, depression just fine, by other means without medication, and that's good. I admire them because that is that's not easy. That's very, very difficult, actually. So yeah. Also, it goes beyond, like, if you are sick and you need to see a doctor, then you should probably see a doctor, regardless of what it is, whether it be a rash or a boil or something like that. important. The healthcare system is in place for a reason. But I do applaud the people who are able to live their lives, without medication, and stuff like that. But if medication will make you feel better, then it is just one option. No matter how bad things are, there's always hope. And again, it is easy in uncertain times to lose hope. And that's something you never want to do because there is always hope, no matter how bad things get. It's easy to say that, I know. It's easy to say, oh, well, yeah, there's always hope. But it's even harder to believe that sometimes. Hope is something that you really need to hold on to, and it's just really, really difficult sometimes. And you should always, if you do feel like you are losing hope, then talk to somebody about it. It should help reaffirm your faith in humanity, I want to say. I don't know. That's kind of a scary thought because humanity does tend to be kind of messed up. But all in all, there is always hope, even if things seem very, very dark. Number 5 is societal tags. I probably misspelled that. Societal labels and tags are pointless. People are people. And that's another thing when there is civil unrest and stuff like that over racism and stuff like that. People are people regardless of what they believe. I mean, just because you believe one thing and somebody else believes something else doesn't make them any less human. People are people, no matter what. And I've always tried to say this. It's always good to make as many friends as possible because if you have a racially charged stereotype going on in your head, then you miss out on meeting some really great people. I mean, if you don't give them a chance, then you'll never know if it's a friendship that could have really worked out, and that's really sad. I mean, it's really sad if you just refuse to hang out with somebody because I don't know, because they're gay or because they don't believe the same things you do. I mean, it's just you should really give someone a chance. You should give everyone a chance actually, because everyone has people are people no matter what. I mean, and it's just my opinion, but everyone is needed. I mean, no matter what if you have a job or not, everyone on the planet is basically needed. Anyways, and we're to number 6, and I was going to plug this into number 2 as well. To be yourself, there will never be another you, and that's really an important thing to consider. People will tend to be will tend to accept you no matter who you are, and so just be yourself. It's easy to be a clone of everybody else, and I think that was the goal in 1984. I want to say is that the party wanted everyone to be miserable basically, because they could subjugate people through suffering. They had power over all reality because every day the past was being rewritten. So if there were lies, they were getting covered up, and basically the fabric of reality itself was changing just because the party was wanting everyone to basically just to not think and not be themselves, which is kind of a scary thought. I don't think anything that drastic happens here during this age, but it's really just a fascinating book. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, always be yourself. I mean, you can be. I mean, if everyone was the same, and I've said this a lot of times, probably every single time. If everyone was the same and everyone liked the same stuff, and then life would be pretty boring. I mean, if you liked Cherry Ripple and everybody else liked Cherry Ripple, then there probably wouldn't be any Cherry Ripple for you to eat. However, if the people who made like chocolate chip ice cream would go out of business because no one would buy it if everyone was a clone of everybody else. A society of clones or automatons, as I think was Eric Fromm mentioned in the afterwards of 1984. Automatons, and he actually put it very interestingly. When you try to make a man into a machine, then or more of an automaton, then you basically take away humanity. And it's just really a fascinating book. Anyways, but this is more important right here, is to be yourself. I can't really put that phrase that enough. The importance of individuality and just doing your own thing, because there might be something that you can do that nobody else can do. And I just want people to be to all get along, because everyone basically everyone deserves to be happy. And sometimes societal tags or societal beliefs make that difficult. I mean, some people are kind of set in a worldview, and basically an unflinching worldview. And it's just kind of sad when they don't allow other possibilities beyond, when they can't really see the forest through the trees, so to speak. But yeah, the main point I want to make with this vlog is to be yourself, and that if you are having problems, to basically there is no shame at all in seeking help. Um, and I know that's hard with all the virus stuff going around, but also everybody needs to know that somebody cares, and that is very, very important. It can actually lead to uh, hope. Right here, number 4. It can also somebody cares, so there's hope. And so basically a lot of these points can be plugged into the other, like how I plugged point 6 into point 2. Basically, I do need to add to the list, of course. There's been a few vlogs where I haven't actually added anything to the list. But basically, I just want people to be themselves, and to be okay, and to be happy. And of course, there is, of course, the difference between joy and happiness. Joy, well, happiness is situational. I mean, if you have a bad day, then you're probably not going to be very happy. Joy basically is an underlying good feeling that basically persists throughout circumstances. So you may, I don't know, stub your toe real bad, or something, but because of joy, an internal sense of joy, then it maybe won't affect you as much. Of course, it's a big difference from losing your job, say, to stubbing your toe. But regardless of the situation, there should be an underlying joy. But that is for another topic, another time. Anyways, this has been a vlog, and I hope that everyone is doing well. I mean, it's kind of difficult to do well in times like these, but I do hope that everyone is doing well. That is my hope, and that is my thought. Anyways, if you like this content, make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell so you know when I upload. And if you support me in any way, all that information will be in the description below. As always, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.